Hi everyone, welcome to the MCBA Instabox Winnipeg Wheelworks double stepladder final. With me today, my name is Mike Boroskae, and with me today doing the color commentary is Susan Grande at Chateau Lanes. We're going to introduce the qualifiers today for the double stepladder. Our first qualifiers today are Kerrie Ducharme and Blair Chaban. They finished in 5th position with a score of 26.63. In 4th position, Susan?
We have Claudio Silvari and Ken Hunter. They finished with 26.30 something or other. 26.94, I'm sorry. And behind or in front of Claudio and Ken are
Tereck and Gord, our brothers in the doubles final today with a score of 27.47.
And following them are Lynne Gauthier and Sharon Tataryn. I don't have a score on them, but they were qualified second.
They did very well. And in the first spot today in the qualifying round, Mark Soriano and Beitz. They're in our #1 qualifiers. They'll be sitting out on the side and waiting for the final game of the tournament today. That's the competitors today for the doubles titles championship. And we'll be looking forward to you coming back and watching the first match between Kerrie Ducharme, Sharon, and Claudio Silvari and Ken Hunter.
The Instabox Winnipeg Wheelworks double stepladder final is brought to you by
Garoni International Logistics Corporation, providers of worldwide transportation logistics. Since 1987, working to ensure that your shipments reach their destinations on time, on budget, and trouble-free.
Clarica. Making the right financial choices sounds simple, but it requires clarity. Clarica can help. Providing investment and insurance solutions since 1870. There's a lot to be said for clarity. Instabox Winnipeg Limited. Manufacturers of custom-designed corrugated products. Instabox carries 50 different sizes in stock boxes, 8 to 18-inch pizza boxes, die cuts, and displays. Manitoba owned and operated. Instabox, total packaging specialists.
Winnipeg Wheelworks. Computerized CNC aluminum refinishing will make tarnished, corroded alloy wheels look like new again. Also providing wheel straightening and balancing and custom wheel widening and narrowing. Winnipeg Wheelworks. Specialists in all types of wheel repairs.
Gnu's Family Restaurant. Licensed dining and newly expanded lounge. Gnu's Family Restaurant for homemade pastries and homestyle cooking.
If you would like more information in participating in one of these tournaments or becoming a sponsor with the MCBA, please call 797-3472.
Hello, welcome back everyone to the stepladder final. Up first is Ken Hunter, the first doubles match. And this is actually a very interesting format, Susan. We should explain it to the viewers.
Okay, after Ken throws his first shot. Ooh, starts off with a strike. Yeah,
Very
the
good
format
call.
is very interesting. You have 2 players per team. 1 player bowls 1 frame on each lane. So you're only ever bowling on 1 lane. Makes it easier sometimes. You don't have to worry about what's going on the other side.
And the score made up by each doubles team is actually a combination of the 2 players.
Yeah. Kerrie's up for her first shot.
Wow.
All right, we're all tied after 1.
Well, that was easy.
Yeah.
So Kerrie's going to be bowling on the right lane in the duo partnership of Kerrie and Blair. So Blair will always be going up on the left-hand lane. And Blair will be going up for his first shot on lane 27 right now. Each team now has a strike up. Whoops, a little bit of tug there.
He was quite inside on that shot.
Yeah, might be a little bit of camera jitters there, although I've got to say the last match that Kerrie and Blair played against Deborah and Melody, was
Yeah,
a real tough one.
That was
Yeah.
just a one-pin match.
Yeah, that was a one-pin match, and as a result, these people are in the 5th spot. This is a fairly routine spare.
And covered it just fine.
Good shot by Blair.
So if there were any jitters, it should be done now.
Yeah, just about. Usually they get the first ball done. The partnership of Ken and Claudio, they're both left-handers, Susan, and Claudio is always going to be bowling on the right-hand lane.
An interesting pairing, Ken and Claudio.
Yeah, very interesting. Let's see what Claudio is going to do here. He's playing very deep. Wow, good looking shot.
Good shot. Half hit 7-pin for our
7
left-handed friends.
The nemesis pin for the left-handers.
Definitely.
Yeah, these two guys bowled a very, very good qualifying round today. As a matter of fact, we were most unfortunate, myself and my partner, to meet them 3 times in the qualifying.
Wow. And Claudio picks that spare up. Goes to his ball that doesn't hook an inch ball.
Yeah, that's a intentional methodology in the spare shooting area. We have Ken Hunter up on the left-hand lane. And we should indicate that Winnipeg Wheelworks is Mr. Ken Hunter and, of course, his partner, Chris Grossmuller. Thank you very much, Chris. I know you're at home watching us. Looks good.
Perfect.
Wow. What can you tell me about these gold pins, Susan?
I can tell you they're really hard to look at, especially from back here. They're heavier
Yes, they are.
than the normal white ones that you see in the racks, or what they want to call pro pins.
Yeah, these are the pins that the Pro Tour players have been using in their TV match files. We have Kerrie Ducharme up in the right lane. This young lady has actually been bowling very, very well, and she just recently qualified for the Canadian finals for the World Cup. The provincial finals were up in Thompson a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, and I hear she'll be representing Manitoba at the national level, and I believe that's in Saskatoon or Regina.
I think it's Regina. It's actually in Regina. It will be the last weekend in March. And of course, she'll be joined by Clint Clausen from Winkler, Manitoba, who also qualified for the men's division. This should be a fairly routine spare for Kerrie.
And it is.
And it is a good spare for her.
I think the first one just got caught in a little bit of that oil.
Yes, and that's why the 5-pin was left. Normally an indicator of either a weak hit or some deflection, and oil can do that.
So I've heard.
How did you bowl today, Susan? You're not saying too much. You're very quiet.
My partner and I bowled pretty well.
Did you?
In spots.
In spots.
Yeah. Let's see how Blair fares on 27.
Change the subject on that one pretty quick.
I did. Beautiful
Solid
shot by
hit.
Blair.
Very solid hit. Definitely got rid of the jitters on that second shot. That was a very good execution. This duo of Claudio and Ken are the only 2 left-handed doubles partners, I think, in this tournament today.
Yeah, everybody had a right-hander and a left-hander, which is kind of perfect.
Yeah, near perfect. They, considering the leaders are exactly that combination. Claudio's playing really deep in the center.
No, pinch inside. He just didn't get it out to the dry enough to get it to drive back.
Yeah, and he was a little light on the last shot, and my suspicions are he may be a little deeper than he needs to be. And since he's got to play on this lane, he's going to have to adapt pretty quickly.
Well, that's the other thing in this format. You only have a certain amount of time to make an adjustment.
Yeah, and each player is only getting 5 shots basically in each game, or 5 frames.
Oh, tough one.
That was a tough spare.
No.
Anytime there's a back pin in the group of pins, it's watch this. Ball's going to deflect. there it is. And normally on the spares they use a ball which is a little less reactive, and of course maybe that was one of the reasons why he left that back pin.
Let's see if Ken can cover that. So far he's Mr. Strikeosaurus on 27.
Yeah, he's really lined in.
A little bit high.
Just a little bit high. Pretty good shot off his hand, though. In fact, he thought he had it. He was pretty enthusiastic about it after he released it. We should thank a lot of our volunteers today that did a lot of work in trying to get this tournament organized. It's been a number of years since we've had this tournament, and by the turnout today, it obviously is a very popular format.
Well, it's a fun format, and we'd like to thank Eric and Eleanor Young and Ilona and Bev Nilsson and Melody Savage for helping put this on.
Yes, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Because without them, we just don't have tournaments.
No, and they do so much work. And I know Melody has done so much work all week trying to get this show ready with all the posters and our wonderful sponsors, and we thank them for assisting us in this tournament.
And we shouldn't forget Wayne Johnstone, who puts
we
in a lot of
certainly
time and work. Oh, she got a light one.
Yes, that's a good hit. This right lane definitely looks a little tighter than the left lane.
Yeah, it does. For
that was the replay. That was definitely another late 5.
still in a little bit of oil.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of oil. The left lane definitely looks like it has a little more movement, but there's nothing to be done about it. They're drawn on the lane they're going to finish the game on. That looks good.
Good shot by Blair.
That's a great ball off his hand. Really,
It's very
really nice.
smooth.
Yeah,
Very smooth, very quiet.
Yeah, I think the Ken and Claudio are trying to get him to open up a little bit.
Won't happen.
Won't happen. No,
No.
he's pretty quiet. He's a good bowler, though. We're going to see if Claudio's going to make an adjustment on this right lane. My suspicions are he's got to tighten up a little bit. Definitely looks better.
Good shot.
Great ball reaction. Wow. Here, watch this one. This is really solid. Wow.
No
Excellent
doubt.
hit. Well, Mr. Hunter, the partner of Mr. Chris Grossmuller and the Winnipeg Wheelworks, and Winnipeg Wheelworks, along with Instabox, of course, the ones that were responsible for trying to get this tournament off the ground again.
Kenny missed that one a little bit.
Wow, looks like he lost that one off his hand, Susan.
I think he did. Whether he's getting a little excited or sweaty palms.
That's a possibility. Hopefully not playing ahead of himself. Kerrie and Blair have got a 3-bagger up here, and I'll tell you, I think they put a little bit of heat on Ken and Claudio.
Strikes tend to do that.
They certainly do.
Good cover by Ken.
Good spare by Kenny, really solid spare player. This is Mr. Hunter, of course, bowled our one and only perfect game in the Manitoba Open a few weeks back, which is our major tournament for the year.
That's the second time he's done that in the Open.
That's correct. It's a few years apart, but you're right. He has bowled a perfect game in the Manitoba Open before. We have Kerrie up on the right lane. That's a little wide.
That's all right. Wide is good.
Wide is good, yeah. That was a good ball reaction. I think the last couple of shots were in the oil a little bit too much, or maybe she's actually made a slight adjustment there.
By the looks of the lanes today, there was a very big amount of oil in the middle. It tapered out into the corners.
Lots of oil in the center of the lane and a little drier towards the outside, which is fairly conducive to some high scoring. And speaking of high scoring, boy, we've had some big numbers here that were made by a lot of the Belarus players.
Oh, and that was a great shot by Blair.
A real solid hit, one of those unexplainable leaves. The 10-pin just tends to stand when it feels like it.
Feels like it. It's nailed there sometimes. And you have to understand with the scores today, 2 people are making one score. So getting strings of strikes it's very important. We had, well, Ken and Claudio had a 278.
I think that was the high for the tournament during the qualifying. I can't believe that.
I can't believe Blair missed that either.
Blair missed the 10 pin. My gosh, he's usually pretty solid spare player.
I think he was just a little quick.
You know, we should mention Claudio coming up here. Here's a fellow that's bowling left-handed, but he's also been a right-hander. In fact, this gentleman has bowled 2 perfect games. One is a left-hander and one is a right-hander.
It should be outlawed.
It's not fair.
It's not. Some people don't have one with one hand.
Excellent. Can't say too much about that except awfully good. Here comes another one.
Oh, he got the late trip.
Boy,
Finished a little high.
Yeah, he sent that a little wider on this last shot, and this came back and hit fairly high.
Yeah,
I think he got very fortunate here to carry this this 6 pin. Watch
yeah,
this.
you'll see the late hit.
Nice little love tap from behind. Never hurts to have some of those. Ken Hunter, of course, was part of the Canadian team to Puerto Rico, as you were, Susan.
And as you were.
Yes, thank you very much. And he's been bowling very, very well the last couple of years.
They need this hit. Oh, we crossed over.
Well, he would have taken it, that's
yes.
for sure.
That's funny, we never give them back.
No. Our pride seems to accept the strikes quite willingly, regardless of how they fall.
Yeah, so with the spare, Ken and Claudio will have a 148 in the 8th, with Kerrie and Blair have a 176. Good spare by Ken.
Good spare, nice solid execution. We've got Kerrie up on the right lane, and I would say at this point, things are heating up a little bit. That last open by Blair has actually opened the door a little bit, but let's see what Kerrie does here. Pretty intense bowler.
All right, that creeped up onto the head pin 4.
Came up a little high. I'm not sure she got out of it as clean as she would have liked to. It looked like she might have tugged that a little bit. The shot's been holding, but that last shot certainly come up high.
She'll take her. Nice ball. Little bowling pin in there.
Bowling pin and a ball, spare ball. It's a harder surface ball, doesn't hook too much.
And she pulled that one.
And she pulled that one and got away with it. That's okay. That's okay. She's smiling.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, at this point, we should also thank Bev Nielsen for doing the scorekeeping for us. We've got the automatic scorekeepers, of course, doing the score for us, but we've got Ilona in the truck. Thank you very much, Ilona, which will be displaying some of the scores on the screen for you folks at home. And we've got Bev Nielsen here doing it on a large sheet for the spectators.
Okay, that was a good shot by Blair, just a little bit light.
Yeah, and seems to have slowed down a little bit. I don't know if he's concerned about the ball hooking or not. It's a fairly light hit. Just about cleared out that 7 pin. They've closed the door, of course, and there's no way that Ken and Claudio can recover from this unless, well, even at that, it's
no, it's over.
It's all done. That's
That's 2 opens by Blair.
1-7, 1-10 pin,
Yeah.
most unusual. Well, unfortunately, the match is over, and the winning score right now by the duo partnership of Kerrie and Blair are 204 to, we're not quite sure yet, depending on what Claudio does here.
Yeah, if he strikes out, he can get a 198.
Good looking ball.
Nice shot.
Good looking ball. Just started a little late. Had some trouble on the right lane. The ball wouldn't hook. I think he made a good adjustment, and he's
Oh
been,
my.
yeah.
That was little 510 went last.
That was a little late. But he's getting some good ball reaction right now. Unfortunately, even with the strikeout, as you say, Susan, he's only going to end up with the 198.
Great
Wow.
shot.
That was a beautiful shot.
Well,
Didn't get the reward for it, but
no, and that happened
Happens.
to a lot of people a lot of times today.
it certainly did. It certainly did.
Claudio will run that over, and Claudio and Ken will end up with a 188 to
188.
Blair. And it was a good 188.
It was pretty solid, actually. They just needed a couple of breaks trying to string the strikes. And so thank you very much for that match, folks. And we'll be coming back real soon. We're going to see the winners of this match, which are Kerrie and Blair, play against the third place finishers, Dan and Gord Tereck. Please don't go away.
Here you are. This is the second time. Here, put this on this week. Okay. Mwah. Be good. I love you.
Welcome back to the MCBA Instabox Winnipeg Wheel Works Open. You'll notice I'm not sitting with the same fellow. Commentating now will be Ken Hunter. Hi, Ken.
Welcome back to Chateau Lanes. Here we are in the second match with Gord Tereck and Dan Tereck, their brother team, coming against Kerrie, Ducharme, and Blair, Chaban. What an exciting tournament we had today. And, you know, me making the step ladder just shows you that even the blind acorn gets the blind squirrel.
The blind squirrel?
Gets the odd acorn. Oh, man, I'm all messed up.
That's okay. You're coming down from your experience.
Yeah, it's that bowling euphoria.
That's it. It looks like the players are almost ready to go. Make that critical decision of where to start.
Well, we got the right person down there. Kerrie being kind of a co-manager with her dad here at Chateau Lanes. We gotta give a hand to the people here at Chateau Lanes. George Watson, Kerrie Ducharme, all the people, Carol, Teresa, everybody behind the desk. They put out a great shot for us here today and pretty much all year here at Chateau. We got Kerrie up, her first shot, lane 27.
A little light, just left the 7.
Yeah, just missed the pocket a little bit. Couldn't get anything over there to drive that 7-pin into the channel. She's
Fine.
bowled great all day.
She did, but I find it interesting that this game, as opposed to last game, Kerrie was shooting on 28.
Well, you know, they came up with that 200 game and they had a stretch of 4 strikes in a row, frames 4, 5, 6, and 7 against myself and Claudio, and that was the difference. They did a really good job. I'm surprised there is a change there for them. They must have noticed something in their game, or maybe something happened that they didn't like, and they decided to go on opposite lanes. Well, we seem to have a problem here on lane 27. It knocked down that 7-pin for Kerrie, so they're looking for somebody here to re-rack that for them. I guess while we have a minute, we'll make mention that Kerrie and Blair have some accomplishments that they mentioned. We've got Kerrie had a 300 game in a spring league here in the past year. She's got her high game of 287 in a sanctioned league. She's also got here high triple of 750 and 775. So that's scoring.
That's scoring for sure.
Kerrie's also, just last week, there was about a contingent of about 9 of us here from Winnipeg. We did the trek up to Thompson, Manitoba for the World Cup provincial playdowns. And Kerrie ended up winning the women's division. And for the men's division, we ended up having Clinton Klassen representing Winkler, winning for the men. It was a very tough condition, but the 2 people that are going to be representing our province did very well and really earned the spot to get there to the nationals.
And we're still waiting for that 7-pin to show up.
Yeah, it's one of those things when I think they left the gold pins here. And maybe this goes to show you here at Chateau Lanes, we got they very seldom have lane breakdowns. They very seldom have out of ranges, anything like that. So they can get by with a few maintenance people, not many at all. Looks like they're going to go to a break. So let's don't go away. We'll be right back. We'll have a word from our sponsors and get this all fixed up. Thank you very much. See you in a bit.
It's clear. Okay. Shh. It's his turn. I know. Come on. Corey. Don't be a chicken. Perfect. Come on. Don't be a chicken. Bring it. Do it, man. Do it. Bring it. Go. Fuck this thing, yeah. Bring it.
All right, welcome back. Kerrie, after 3 sleeps and a couple lunch breaks, has got this 7-pin set up for her. She's got the shot. Excellent
It was
cover.
well worth the wait.
Man, that was like days.
I know.
Well, our first look here at Dan Tereck. The dynamic duo of Tereck and Tereck sounds like a law firm, but it really isn't. Computer wizards.
Just brothers.
Yeah, okay. But Dan being a left-hander, Gordy being a right-hander, they've got a good mix, and they've always been a formidable pair, and no matter what doubles tournament they play in. Watch Dan playing right up around 15 boards, solid in the pocket. There's a great line of oil down there right between 10 and 15 for the left-hander, and if you can get it not angled too far away from the pocket as we see the ball enter 10 in the pit, you can play that shot pretty much all day. There's a lot of oil in the middle, lots of hold as the bowlers call it, and we'll watch Gordy up here on lane 27 for shot.
Ace flush as well.
Solid pocket hit by Gord, and that's
The right side is similar to what you guys are playing on.
Yeah, it's been a great shot, and that just goes, you know, we had 2 perfect games in the Manitoba Provincial last weekend. We had Guy Allard with a perfect game, Randy Ross, an employee here at Châteaulin, with a perfect game. There was also a perfect game at the Manitoba Open.
We mentioned that.
What a guy.
Some guy named Ken.
Great shot by Blair. Solid in the pocket, and he got stung with that 10-pin.
I think he's a little too much in the inside.
If we watch the ball enter the pocket, maybe the ball just didn't get into a solid roll, but still skidding. And you see it kick that 6-pin to the channel. It doesn't have enough power to come back out and trip out the 10. Unfortunate break, because pretty much he did everything right.
Let's see if he can cover this.
He's an excellent spare shooter.
Well,
And he made a liar out of me. That's 2.
3.
3 today?
2 10s and a 7 on TV alone.
Holy. Go back to spare school.
Yeah, he's making liars out of us.
Well, you know what? If he wasn't so good looking. We got Kerrie up on lane 27. She's been a killer. I think it's really been a boost to her confidence winning that World Cup provincial round, and she's just used that to climb the ladder. And
Okay,
I guess
that was
I'm.
nasty.
What's that word? Am I? That's from drinking too many Diet Cokes. I get that saccharin or something. I forget what I was going to say, but
It's okay. It could be your age, too.
at my age,
You're getting up there.
yeah.
Now,
I've been-
Kerrie's got quite a...
She's left herself a little trouble here with the 2-7. It's able to be done, but she's got to get the ball over to the left side of that 2-pin and kick it over. Didn't happen. She's using her spare ball, and she's not going to get a lot of hook out of that one. Catches the oil, and it'll skid straight.
All right, Dano's up again on lane 28. Dan's
Yeah.
been bowling absolutely awesome this
Yeah,
year.
he's had a great year. It's been a real match. I know a couple of the guys, Dan and Chuck Ducharme, who bowl on a couple teams I bowl on. They've been matching neck and neck for high averages, and we can see him solid in the pocket.
Great shot.
And you know what? He is just that damn good.
He is, and he's that happy, too.
He's always happy.
Yeah.
Solid pocket shot for Dan. And, you know, him and Chuck, as I was mentioning earlier, just have had a friendly battle going on, averaging 217, 218, 2. That's stratosphere numbers for me, but
Me too.
for these guys, it's just another day. Owen Gordy, a light hit, great shot. He got excellent mix, kicking that head pin over to the sideboard. It's 4 in a row. They're perfect through 4 frames. But as Gordy had kicked that head pin over to the sideboard, came back, and it made all the action that you needed to kick the 4 into the 5, trip out the 7. Excellent break for Gordy. And it's just such a fine line from where Blair didn't get the strike into where Gordy gets his as a right-hander. Sometimes it's just lucky. Blair shooting lane 28, really wide with this one.
Oh, that would not be good.
Same break as Kerrie, just came in behind the head pin. The head pin goes in front of the two, and the ball deflects just like he did when he left up the corner pin only. They bowled pretty great today, boy. Two right-handers. We got a couple women coming up, and Sharon, Tataryn, and Lynne Gauthier, both right-handers. So maybe this will
Not your average women.
No, but they're good too. They're good too. And so I think the
Nice
excellent
shot by
shot.
Blair.
See, I knew he had it in him. He's just been fooling with all you people. Out
Here we
there
get
in
a replay.
TV land, watch this. Catches-
Textbook.
He couldn't even place the ball there any better. He didn't use the wall, nothing.
Nope.
Pin to pin. Kerrie up lane 27. As you can see, they're having a little bit of trouble. 37 through 3 and a spare up. Having a hard time matching with the Terecks, 4 in a row.
This looks good. Yep.
Great shot. She threw that ball almost identical to Gord Tereck. Turned the ball, it just sat there in the oil, didn't rev up, saved all the energy, and as soon as it got to the pocket, exploded the pins. And Dan seeing if he can keep the streak alive. Perfect through 4.
Speaking of perfect,
Yes.
Dan actually has 2 perfect games,
Well, yes.
and Gord doesn't have any.
but
Bragging
Gord-
rights for older brother.
Yeah, but Gord's better looking. I'd rather be better looking than have a 300 game.
Well, and Gordy has a 299.
So he's just not that good. He's that good, but Gord's not. Dan's not that ugly or what? Well, let's see what he can do here. They're perfect through 5. Dan's got his game face on today. What a picture. We should frame that up, send it to Mom and Pop. Gordy here shooting in the 6th frame. Perfect shot.
Here he goes.
Excellent.
Gorgeous.
You can almost tell right off his hand. When we bowled him a couple times today, I don't think Gordy missed. Ball's straight down the oil line, just churns up, drives into the pocket, 10 in the pit. Perfect through 6. And I don't think we've had a perfect game here at the MCBA on TV. Been close.
Okay, now what have you done?
Not on the MCBA, not on TV.
You've just jinxed it.
No, you know what? I think I remember that word. I'm the schleprock. Schleprock. Blair, lane 28.
Another great shot by
Or
Blair.
bad break. Bad break. Gee, I wish he would have carried that one. He needs to do something to kind of get the team turned around. Kerrie got that strike in 5. Blair leaving that solid 8. It's going to make it pretty tough. The Terecks right now are going on a 250 pace. And with Blair not getting that strike, right now they're only going on a pace for a 160. So they've really got to pick it up or light the wick, as they say in the racing circles.
So, can you tell me today how much you and Claudio made?
I have no idea.
I could tell you how much you made.
Okay, fill me in.
I believe you and Claudio made $220.
You figure?
I think so.
Oh, man. We won some pots. You can't tell Revenue Canada. They'll want some of that. Great
Another.
shot by Kerrie. She threw. If we can see that on replay, the way the ball drove up in the pocket, it snapped the head pin out. But watch the ball hit the 5 pin. That's the one right behind. Catches the 5 pin. The 5 pin's straight sideways. That 7 pin didn't have a chance. Buddy Lou Harries would call that a slicer and a dicer.
Your buddy, my partner today.
Beautiful. Well, Dan, trying to keep it perfect.
Whacked it
And
off
does
the
he
wall.
get a break? Right off the wall. I think that was the head pin. I couldn't see with his body in the way, but if that head pin came across, that's just nothing but a power shot. The ball enters the pocket on the left side of the head pin. That head pin was the one. Clean across the deck, trips it out. Amazing shot to keep the string alive. Perfect through 7. I'm getting excited. Oh, he's good again.
Oh, yeah.
Solid in the pocket.
Okay, smiling now.
And he's giggling like a schoolgirl. And deep down inside, Dan is just as pumped up. It's fun to be part of this. I love this kind of stuff. Blair pretty much just going through the motions right now, but I'll tell you, it's just electric here right now with a possible perfect game by the Terecks. Blair up on lane 28. Strike working. Kerrie's done her job looking for the partner to come through. Very similarly with that 3, 6, and 10, much like the 310.
Yeah, he's having a hard time on 28. It's
know.
almost like he's in the oil in the inside way too long
Yeah.
to get the ball to come back to the head pin.
Exactly. And you know what? It maybe goes back to what you said earlier, Susan, with them switching lanes like they did. He's a killer.
Another beauty spare.
Well, I tell you what, he can't leave up a single 10 pin. Just give him a split and he'll do it all day long. Beautiful shot by Blair. There is a motto. They say if you can't spare him, don't leave him. And he's been making us look good on those splits. Whew. I'm glad. Kerrie up lane 27. She's in her 9th frame. Looks good. Light hit. Great shot. Man, George Watts, that's
Great
proud
replay.
Papa. Proud Papa's going to be watching this. He'll be sitting back saying, "Oh, the girl's got to cough up 300, her share of $330 to me." And Todd, her husband's kicking around here. Kids playing. We've got atmosphere.
Life is good.
And we got Dan Tereck shooting for 9 in a row. Could be light. He carries it.
He carried it
This
light.
is unbelievable. Dan Tereck has just made 9 in a row. Gord Tereck, who I don't think I've seen miss all day long, is up in the 10th frame with a chance to throw a doubles perfect game in the Instabox Wheelworks doubles, who I've had a small part in organizing.
All right, hold your breath. Here it comes.
10th shot. Gordy's a rock. Oh, he's a little wider, but
It's
hopefully
okay.
gets great shot, 10 in a row.
Well, you've had a perfect game. Which are the hardest strikes, 10, 11, or 12?
Well, I'm probably just, I'm all numb as we watch this one enter the pocket, headbin to the wall. Excellent shot. I'll tell you what, it's, I don't know, 10, 11, 12, doesn't really matter. Every one is exciting. And I think once you get after 8 or 9, you're just all tingly and you want to make good shots. Shooting for 11 in a row, 1 away from a perfect game. And it couldn't happen to 2 nicer guys.
Carry it.
He gets it with a scout. Excellent. Head pin off the wall.
Oh my, it can't get any better than this.
And to the 2 Terecks. This is excellent. Watching the ball go to the head pin. Pardon me, watch the head pin go to the wall. Clean across the deck as it's rolling. One more bounce.
Yes.
Good night, sweet prince.
All right, here it is.
Oh, man. I'll tell you what, there'll be more whoop-de-doos here than a whole series all in the family and Archie Bunker after this one. Oh, he's pulled into the oil. Looks like it's
Come
there.
on. Oh, no.
Oh, man. The 5 pin.
The 5 pin.
Nobody leaves the 5 pin. Oh, my God. Oh, what an excellent run. How exciting to have that on TV. Man, I think I got to go to the washroom. So let's cut to a break here. Run a few ads. Oh, I'm sorry. We got Blair up.
Yeah, Blair gets to
Man,
finish.
I'm too
I know.
nervous.
It's okay.
Well, Blair is gone. It's tough to get back up for that.
Sure it is.
Oh, man. What an exciting match.
So Blair and Kerrie's day ended.
Well,
and
they're going
take
to be
home.
$330.
And the Tereck brothers will now be taking on Sharon, Tataryn, and Lynne Gauthier.
My little sweetie pants and Lynne Gauthier. They even dressed the same today. They look good.
They're a team.
And we got Blair finishing it out here with his last shot in the 10th frame, lane 28. Excellent shot for
Good
Blair.
finish.
Well, let's all take a break. Maybe head to the fridge and grab yourself a soda. Head on back, take a few minutes and hear our sponsors. Don't go away. You might see the Terecks at it again. See ya.
It's nighttime in a kitchen just like yours. All is quiet. Or is it? The North American house hippo is found throughout Canada and the eastern United States. House hippos are very timid creatures and are rarely seen, but they will defend their territory if provoked. They come out at night to search for food, water, and materials for their nests. The favorite foods of the house hippo are chips, raisins, and the crumbs from peanut butter on toast. They build their nests in bedroom closets, using lost mittens, dryer lint, and bits of string. The nests have to be very soft and warm. House hippos sleep about 16 hours a day.
That looked really real, but you knew it couldn't be true, didn't you? That's why it's good to think about what you're watching on TV and ask questions, kind of like you just did. A message from Concerned Children's Advertisers.
The Instabox Winnipeg Wheelworks Double Stepladder Final is brought to you by
Garoni International Logistics Corporation, providers of worldwide transportation logistics. Since 1987, working to ensure that your shipments reach their destinations on time, on budget, and trouble-free.
Clarica. Making the right financial choices sounds simple, but it requires clarity. Clarica can help, providing investment and insurance solutions since 1870. There's a lot to be said for clarity. Instabox Winnipeg Limited, manufacturers of custom-designed corrugated products. Instabox carries 50 different sizes in stock boxes, 8 to 18-inch pizza boxes, die cuts, and displays. Manitoba owned and operated. Instabox, total packaging specialists.
Winnipeg Wheelworks. Computerized CNC aluminum refinishing will make tarnished, corroded alloy wheels look like new again. Also providing wheel straightening and balancing and custom wheel widening and narrowing. Winnipeg Wheelworks. Specialists in all types of wheel repairs.
Ganew's Family Restaurant, licensed dining and newly expanded lounge. Ganew's Family Restaurant for homemade pastries and homestyle cooking.
If you would like more information in participating in one of these tournaments or becoming a sponsor with the MCBA, please call 797-3472.
Welcome back to Chateau Lanes. We're here to watch Danny, Tereck, and Gord. Tereck, see if they can put on a display like they did in the last game with a 299, bowling against our number 2 finishers in the tournament today, Sharon, Tataryn, and Lynne Gauthier.
Well, and people, if you happen to recognize these two girls, they've represented Manitoba on TSN pins the last couple of years.
Exactly.
So it's not TSN.
It's TV all the same, and I'm way better than Frank Sisson.
Okay.
I don't know. You're right up there with Vic Router. You're a lot cuter.
Thanks.
Excellent. Sharon, Tataryn, and Lynne Gauthier bowled fantastic today. They went right up the ladder. I don't think they were in the top 6 after about halfway through the tournament. And then, as they put it, the last half of the tournament, they just averaged huge. Today's average for Gordy and Dan Tereck, we talked about them a little earlier, was 217 scratch. And up against these girls, they must have been at least 220 here to finish in the top 2. It was an excellent showing. Both girls show a high game, Sharon and Lynne, 290. Sharon has got a high series of 789, and we have Lynne Gauthier with a 756. Both have been, as you mentioned, both have been past TSN representatives here in Manitoba, gone to the Nationals.
Sharon's won one.
Sharon's won one. Bring the money home to Papa. The finest female bowler, as far as I'm concerned. And I said that, mother-in-law. She knows.
She knows.
And we got Gordy starting here. They're not making a change. They're going back at the same lanes where they've been virtually perfect here on TV today. Gordy up on lane 27, starting this match out. I bet you he gets it. Oh, it's a little bit high.
Let up on it a little bit.
It's tough. You know, he's leaving himself that 3, the 6. The 3, the 6, and the 10, I'll tell you, after coming down after a game like that, it's just so tough to get your focus back. So many people are coming up to you, congratulating you, and things like that, and you kind of get out of your frame of mind.
Good spare.
You know, that's happened to me, and I think in tournaments that I've been in after shooting a perfect game, I don't think I've shot in a 200 following it. And it's just everybody's talking to you, and it's all the buzz, and you know, you're all revved up. It's pretty tough to go back and say, you know what, I got 1 strike in a row again. It's hard to do. We got Lynne up, our first time watching her. She's bowling for 2.
Yes, she is.
Her and Lynne are bowling with 3 people today. They're quite lucky.
All right, she got a good break getting rid of that 7 pin.
Yeah, that really helps a lot. She's got herself up an easy spare with just the 5 pin. You see the ball enter the pocket and deflects from the head pin. She had enough power on that head pin to drive it to the sideboard and trip out the 7-pin late. You can see we watched the 5-pin rock right at the end. Both these girls don't bowl in any women's leagues. They both bowl with the men, and I think that bodes well for their talent. Good cover by Lynne. Both girls bowl in the Winnipeg Senior Men's, and both of them bowl in the Greater Winnipeg Classic League, and they're not, you know, they're only better, I think, for playing with the men, and we're better having them there because it makes our leagues bigger and stronger.
And prettier.
Oh, well, yeah, way prettier. Some of the days I don't shave, I don't think I look that good when I look at myself in the mirror.
Okay, Sharon's up on 27.
Second frame for their team. She's been a rock today. A little bit high, leaves herself up only the 6 and the 10.
She's making that face. She didn't like that shot. I don't know if it didn't come off or she just missed her mark. But it's a routine spare.
How could you not love that face? They're sitting with 18 in the first spare. And Sharon looking to cover the spare here in the second frame. Tight match right now. Good cover.
Good shot.
We got to thank all the rest of our sponsors. Winnipeg Wheel Works, and that would be myself.
And Chris.
Chris Grossmuller, my partner. Longtime bowler. I tried to talk him into coming out and playing with me here today. He said, no, I haven't been in. It wouldn't be fair to you. I said, just be fun bowling with you again, man. But he's got to take his kid. He's got to go with Ryan, play hockey. Kid's a good goaltender. Danny up. High, leaves himself a 6-pin. Yeah, Ryan Grossmuller, really good goaltender for an 8-year-old. So Eddie Belfour, look out. The next best goaltender here in Manitoba is coming right here from Winnipeg. And John Nielsen and family, been a longtime supporter here of bowling in Winnipeg, and the owners of Instabox. Excellent cover. John came to me and said, hey, let's resurrect that doubles tournament because everybody seems to get pumped up for those.
It's a great format.
It's a good format, much like the Hal Ross, where you got two people battling. You know, one person is going to carry the other. You both got to be good to win this thing. And it looks like when you see Gordy and Tereck shoot a 299, you know, the teamwork is everything.
Let's see how Gordy fares on 27.
I think he's back into the groove.
Yeah.
Great shot.
Gordo's back.
Gord's back. We got ourselves a match. Everybody's clean. No doubles, no empties. Close match. The girls are sitting there with 18 in the first frame, spare up. The Terecks, Gord O and Dano, 39 in the second, strike up. Lynne here looking to capitalize and get themselves back into a tight match. Hold it a little bit inside. High on the head pin, 6-8. You see anything? You think it's drying out there, Susie?
It's drying up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. It's the lights. All of the right-handers have been playing down the almost identical spot.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with you on that one. You got pretty dry outside, so I think if you're getting the ball anywhere outside, like where you watch Kerrie playing and you watch Blair, they were all right down the outside. So if they're moving that oil a little further down, it's going to snap up hook a little early, and it's going to leave leaves for them on the right-hand side of the lane, or go through the face, heaven forbid. Right now, we've got ourselves a 3-pin match with the Terecks up 39-36. Both teams marks in 3. Sharon up for her second shot on lane 27, her 4th frame for their team. Looks like she got all of that one, but it came high in the dry.
Yep, that one hooked up on her a little bit early.
That maybe had a little to do with the loft on it too. She seemed to get that way out on the lane, caught the dry boards early, hooked up through the face. And as I said earlier, it's going to start leaving stuff on the right-hand side of the lane unless they make an adjustment to take more oil. Play more of that line that you see Gordy Tereck playing.
Yes.
It's almost in the oil all the way down.
Another routine spare.
Qualifying second. I'm pretty happy for my Twinkie.
They were awesome.
Holy. Good cover.
That was actually not a bad spare line either, or a strike line.
She could use that. And if she can pick up on that, maybe that's where she's going to move for her next shot, because I think on both her leaves, they've both been high.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Although her natural move would be to take the rock star and rock.
Well, that's why she's the best bowler in our household. She knows best. Well, Dan looped it a little bit. Got around the ball, lofted it like we talked about. Sharon came high because it caught the dry all the way down. Left himself up a little bit of a tough spare, especially with the condition we have here today. Leaves up the 2, the 4, and the 7. Got to really guard against throwing the ball out too wide, coming up and snapping through the 2-pin and leaving that the 4 and the 7 up there. But I'm not going to be the schlep rocking Kirsten. He's got this one covered.
Schlep rock.
Oh man, I stink. Oh, unfortunate break. And that's what I was going to say. You got to, if you're throwing it hard, you're going to maybe catch some oil and not cover that 2-pin. But
well, then he switched balls to a less hooking ball to try and get it, which was a good idea.
Well, let's see if we've got the rock. Solid in the pocket, fast 8. That's where the pin just bounces clean up over the 2-pin, goes right over the top of the 4-7. That was just as good as a strike, but he just didn't get the reward.
And I saw Gordy's ball at the end just take off a little bit and drive hard, so it is drying out.
Yep. He's solid on his spares. I once watched Gordy on the TSN Pins game, and I think he still holds a record there where he had a 8-frame carryover. And it's you play frame for frame, strike, match, strike, spare, match, spare. And he had an 8-frame carryover and eventually lost it in the 10th frame. And I think it was 100 pins or $100 a frame or $200 a frame. I think it was like a $1,600 or $1,700 ball. I'll tell you, that's scary. We got Lynne up here.
Great shot
She gets
by
the
Lynne.
strike. It looks like they're going to jump all over that open of Dan in the 4th frame. The Terecks are sitting there as we watch that ball roll solid in the pocket.
Just flush. Look at it. Gone.
Goodbye. Well, the girls now have 75 in the 4th and a strike up. The Terecks 67 in the 4th and a spare up. The girls have taken themselves an 8-pin lead.
And
a strike up. And
Sharon has another bowling ball.
She's, we can't say that. Yeah, she's made a change.
Yes.
Well, that one's going to be a little bit high again. It's just the spot on the lane, I think. It's
Yeah,
just,
it is. You know you've been bowling with somebody too long when you know what they're going to do.
Oh my goodness. Well, and this here, this is the same shot for Sharon that we were talking about for Dan Tereck. She has to throw the ball firm enough that she gets it down the lane and be cautious against using them dry boards, snapping up and taking the 3-pin only. Well, she's gone all in the oil. Great cover.
Oh, we
So
got a
the
close match.
Close match, still an 8-pin match right now. Danny coming up, lane 27. This is going to be the 6th frame. It's not as exciting without all the strikes.
Well, but it's still intense.
It's intense when it's only 8 apart. But I'll tell you, them strikes had me excited. I'm still got the tingles.
Tingly?
Yeah, yeah. That looks like he's got it further down the lane. Excellent shot.
Good shot by Dan.
Man, he got right through that one. Didn't kind of give it the big loft. It got down the lane. Well, watch right from the outside boards. Being as dry as it is, he just blew the head pin to the wall. The head pin took out that 6 and 10. Excellent shot.
Well, let's see if baby brother Gord.
Well, Gord, you know, he's been a 3-time representative TSN Pins game himself. He's won the MCBA finals. He's been to the World Cup. He's been twice the Manitoba Bowler of the Year.
And he missed a little bit too far outside and came on the face.
Shucks. Come on, Gordy. We see
Cloud.
the head pin snap straight through, blows the 5-pin straight back. Almost left up the big 4. This is a pretty crucial shot. And he threw the jet at it and only took out the 4-7. Left up the 6. Now the boys are going to have to, they got their work cut out for them. The girls, if they just stay clean, I think the boys are going to have to go off the sheet just to stay close. So they're going to be looking for some help. Right now the Terecks in the 7th frame are 115. The girls have, with a strike here by Lynne, would be 115 in the 6th. So 20-pin lead for the women as it stands right now. And Lynne is coming from the outside, a little bit high. And you know that high hit, you drive the head pin. If we can see that on replay, if it's possible, you'll see that the 2 pin, the one just to the left of the head pin, went to the ditch and just was able to snap out the 7. Watch it snap around the 7. Not a direct enough hit to trip out the 4 with it.
Amazing.
What an eye. Lynne covers it.
Good shot.
The ladies now with a 19-pin lead. Both teams in the 7th frame. Looks like they went to the same tailor for them shirts too. I knew Claudio and I, we couldn't go too far wrong with black on black. Everybody's got the black shirt. They're standards. The only thing that was off, white socks, black socks.
Black socks.
Black socks. Well, I pulled a fashion faux pas. Sharon up, lane 27. Looking to help them out. Great shot.
Good shot.
They're going to be tough if she gets lined in.
She's tough.
Oh, man.
She made a slight move on that one.
Took more oil. Everything got kicked over to the left side and ended up getting a nice little trip with a 6-pin, taking out that head pin. Pardon me, taking out the 10-pin off the wall. And right now the guys are going at a 2:05 pace. They have to have all their strikes here.
Sent it out.
Sent it out.
A little too wide.
Didn't get the break on the pin coming off the wall. Was just a little bit wide. The ball, as they say, came in behind the head pin. The head pin went over to the sideboard. Watch the head pin to the sideboard. Nothing much there. Just went back into the pit.
Here's another one of those dreaded double wood spares.
Oh man, I hate these. But if there was anybody, Dan Tereck would be the one to make it. Both him and Chuck Ducharme currently in the Manitoba, or in the Greater Winnipeg Classic League. Both guys here leading the league with 217 averages. Glenn Claxton, that we talked about earlier, being a provincial rep, 213. Randy Kosnuck, 211.
Great
cover
shot
by Dan. I knew he could do it with a 217 average. That's like shooting 880 almost every night.
Not a lot of spares involved in that.
Holy. And I have a good night. I shoot 880. He averages 880 a night. For any of you young junior bowlers, you want to come out and see the best there is in the province, get out Friday night here at Chateau Lanes. Watch all the guys playing at the Greater Winnipeg Classic League.
Nice ball by Gord.
Good shot by Gordy. Tight match.
Can't say anything about that. It was just perfect. You missed it. It's okay.
Lynne Gauthier, lane 28.
This would be a very good double for the girls.
Oh, that's a big shot.
Awesome.
That moves the girls up now. 2 strikes. They got 134 and a double up. The Tereck's 135 in the 8 and 1 strike up. The girls right now are going at a 2:04 pace. If we can get Gordy Tereck to go off the sheet, 195. So this is a crucial shot. As long as Sharon gets the spare, the girls win and move on. And that's just how tough them girls are. We had another formidable pair today with Melody Savage and the best blonde left-hander in the province.
Deb Majak.
Deb Majak.
One pin. They missed 5th by 1 pin.
Holy.
I can't speak.
I would have been a mess. I can't bowl against good-looking women. I just want to fold. Sharon needs this spare in a tight match. Crucial cover.
She's got it.
Makes the spare, and I think for the girls now, as long as she keeps it on the shiny, the girls move on to play the tournament leader, Mark Soriano and Andrew Beitz. Very salty pair today, I'll tell you. They had a high game at 267. These girls are going to have their work cut out for them. Sharon up, keep it on the shiny, and move on. Winner of this match is going to be guaranteed no less than $450.
Beauty.
Oh, she carries the light hit. Man, that is a powerful shot when you can see that head pin go to the sideboard. Watch, comes off the outside. Head pin to the sideboard. In the air, trips out the 4, and good night to the 7 pin. Just going through the motions here. Danny up on lane 28. He's throwing it a little wide. Looking to get the help from the dry boards out there. Doesn't quite get it. Leaves himself up a solid 7. Right from the outside. Outside 5, probably outside 3.
Wow.
You can see that he just had that 6-pin snap off around the barrel.
It's almost a tippy canoe.
That was right out there. Just touches her over.
Yeah, this is probably a hard frame for Dan because it really is meaningless. You're just trying to finish out.
It's tough. It's tough. We saw that rake there with Grande International. Isn't their motto something along the lines of when it's just got to get there?
Okay.
Bob Grande, a longtime bowler, big supporter here at the MCBA. Dan going here. Great shot.
That'll give Tereck's 175.
Yeah, the Terecks take home $330. That'll be $165 each, and all the little pot money they made. Excellent to see all the excitement they gave us there in match 2 with that $299. It's going to be a shame to see them go. But let's not have you go. Be right back. Watch the championship match. Mark Soriano, Andrew Beitz coming up against the women. See ya.
Hey, what you watching? Me? I'm just a TV. I mean, I'm not even human. You've got the remote control. You can change channels if you don't like what you're watching. You can flick me on and off, and on and off, and whoa, I'm getting dizzy. You see, you're smarter than me. You get to choose from all kinds of neat stuff. Funny shows, nature shows, shows about people all over the world. Ouch! In real life, that would hurt. You get to learn how to make stuff, how to draw stuff. Me, I don't get to do any of this stuff. I'm just the TV that plays it for you. Yep, I sure wish I was as smart as you. Hey, did somebody get that cat off my head? Look at it this way. You can talk to your best friends, your mom or dad, about all the stuff you see on TV. And besides, you have choices. You've got books and sports, and you can go outside and play. Where is outside anyway? I'm just the TV. You're the smart one. Well, so long. See you next time.
The Instabox Winnipeg Wheelworks Double Stepladder Final is brought to you by
Grande International Logistics Corporation, providers of worldwide transportation logistics. Since 1987, working to ensure that your shipments reach their destinations on time, on budget, and trouble-free.
Clarica. Making the right financial choices sounds simple, but it requires clarity. Clarica can help. Providing investment and insurance solutions since 1870. There's a lot to be said for clarity. Instabox Winnipeg Limited. Manufacturers of custom-designed corrugated products. Instabox carries 50 different sizes in stock boxes, 8 to 18-inch pizza boxes, die cuts, and displays. Manitoba owned and operated. Instabox, total packaging specialists.
Winnipeg Wheelworks. Computerized CNC aluminum refinishing will make tarnished, corroded alloy wheels look like new again. Also providing wheel straightening and balancing and custom wheel widening and narrowing. Winnipeg Wheelworks. Specialists in all types of wheel repairs.
Ganew's Family Restaurant. Licensed dining and newly expanded lounge. Ganew's Family Restaurant for homemade pastries and homestyle cooking.
If you would like more information in participating in one of these tournaments or becoming a sponsor with the MCBA, please call 797-3472.
Hi, and I'd like to welcome you back. Please stay tuned Sunday, March 18th and Sunday, April 22nd for the next MCBA Stepladder Finals.
Okay, here we go for our championship match.
Championship match with the two most eligible bachelors here at the MCBA.
And a good catch they are. Andrew has his own teeth, his own house, his own car. What more could you want?
And a damn fine looking man to boot. And Mark Soriano, the best left-hander here today.
There you go.
Andrew up, first shot, lane 27. He threw a lot of heat at that one.
Yeah, he's a little light. I think he's a bit pumped up.
Oh, it's exciting being on TV, but you know what? You don't think that would faze him too much. He's been a 5-time MCBA champion. Mark Soriano, 2-time runner-up MCBA finalist. It's going to be a tough crew. We watched these boys move up the ladder much like the women did all day. The condition came to them, and they were just shooting lights-out numbers. They were almost untouchable in the last match. Andrew covers the spare. Clean through one. It's always good to kind of get that first frame under your belt, get rid of the jitters, and be ready to shoot again.
And here's Mama up.
The proud mama. Boy, Paul's going to be giggling. Seeing her on TV. Oh, man.
I think this is an earliest appearance by a baby on TV.
Oh, for sure. She looks like she's a little high in the head pin, left herself up the 4 and the 7. Man, it's just great to see all these sponsors. George Jensen here this time of year, RSP season. Everybody call up George. Look at those sponsors, support them. They're here for us. We want to be there for them. And I think right after, a few of us are going to pop down for the amazing rims at Ganou's. Best ribs in the province.
Lynne goes
Good cover by Lynne.
cross lane.
It's really good to see how they all support themselves, both bowlers here in competition and the sponsors supporting us here for the MCBA. Welcome on board, and thank you very much. We've got a great group of people here helping to support this. Melody Savage does an awful lot to make these telecasts come to you when she can, and our executive, Mike Boroskae, Lynne Gauthier, and just to name a few, there's so many people that behind the scenes make this all possible. Sharon's a little high again. She leaves herself up the 6 and the 10. She has to make some adjustment, maybe take a little more oil in that lane. It's just where she's laying it down, it's jumping right away.
Well, towards the end of the last game, I thought she had it.
Well, she's got herself a relatively easy spare for the style that she bowls. She throws it hard, throws it straight.
And she switches balls. It's a very unhooky ball.
Excellent cover. I think this match could go right down to the wire. We'll watch Mark Soriano. He's really come on the scene the last couple of years. In Manitoba Open, he was actually 2 years ago, he was in a position to make the cut against some of the best bowlers in, I would say, the Midwest United States. This year we had people from Florida, and he had to pull out because he had a problem with a muscle in his arm. This year he made the second day and really did himself proud. Throws a lot of ball. Played a lot of oil there, so we don't see just how much he can hook it. Pulled it right into the oil, sat flush, solid strike, 20 in the first frame. We'll watch that ball doesn't get much outside 10-12 board. Little hook, solid in the pocket.
And Mark's had that shot all day. We bowled them a couple of times, and he could pinch it into the oil and it would sit, or he could send it out wide.
Well, he has that amazing talent to know just where his body is. Andrew does the same thing. And they're a great pair. They're a great pair when you consider that they both throw the ball the same, that if it gets wide on them, they end up grabbing the oil, or pardon me, grabbing the dry and going solid in the pocket. It's unbelievable to watch the talent of some of these younger bowlers coming up. It's fun bowling them.
It is.
They make every shot important. Lynne up. Looks like she's moved that one a little inside, but it sits in the oil. Great shot. It was an excellent break for her, that it was able to sit in that oil and go flush into the pocket. The ball never did roll up.
No, she switched balls on, if you notice.
You are amazing. I knew there was a reason why there was 2 of us here.
Yeah.
It wasn't because I was better looking.
Just because you need help sometimes.
Thank you. Sharon up on lane 27. Looking to capitalize on Lynne's strike on 28. This is an excellent format. She grabs more, much like Lynne did. Excellent shot.
Yep. Just kind of skinnied it in the oil.
A little scoocher.
Here's your replay.
Catches the oil, solid in the pocket. Not expecting anything to trip anything from anywhere.
No.
Great break. And you can see the drink of the athletes there. Everybody's drinking water.
Perfect.
Below that mic, there's nothing to do with pizza and sarsaparillas. It's only water. Finely tuned athletes we are.
Oh.
And he gets the big break with the
huge
trip off the wall. When you watch the ball, he threw it a little wider and did the first one to the head pin. And you watch, all of a sudden the 4 pin says, hello.
Hello, 7 pin.
Not as exciting as the Terecks. They are almost perfect, though. 3-bagger in the 4th frame, spare in the 1st. Going at a 290 pace. Should they keep this up, Andrew? Solid in the pocket. Now we can see why they led this whole thing.
I do believe so.
Their scratch average for the day was 221.
Huge.
Big scoring. 1 lefty, 1 righty. We tried to capitalize on that, Claudio and I.
With the 2 lefty thing.
Well, you know what? I think the myth is gone. That Chateau being a left-handed house, it's over. It's done.
And Lynne's up on 28 again.
She pulled it in the oil, and she
Oh,
didn't get the break.
Busted up that time.
Just must have jumped in the last little bit. It looked like she might have caught the break. We watched the ball. All of a sudden, yeah, tend to roll up. Solid in the head pin. Notice the 2-pin goes across the face and doesn't have enough power to trip out that 10-pin late. Going cross lane, trying to get that 4-7.
That's a tough spare.
Yeah, that was, that's really made it tough on him.
Mm-hmm.
It's been like that all day today. It's almost like the team that kind of wins that 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th frame. They seem to take a stranglehold in the match, and there's not a lot coming back. But let's see if they can change this up. Sharon up on lane 27. It's like she's got her line back. Using a ball that doesn't tend to hook as much. And that it didn't. Didn't catch anything. Must have sat in the oil, left herself up. The 2, the 4, and the 5.
The dreaded bucket.
Maybe she didn't get all up on. Just watching, you can almost see the fingers and the thumb. Usually she has it revved up pretty good.
Yeah, I think she just missed it.
Yeah. Well, you can see right now they've got 93 in the 5th. Sharon working on a spare here in the 6th frame. You're cute, my little honey bunny.
That's a good spare.
Good cover by Sharon.
Okay, it's gonna make it pretty tough on the girls if Mark gets another one.
Well, I'll tell you, they've. It's almost like they're 2 outlaws coming into town taking all the money.
Yeah.
Even made it exciting. They just got all strikes. Well, we have Mark up here on lane 28. They're working on 4 in a row. Now there's one of those ones where he throws it out wide. Snaps back up hard, 5 in a row, and a wow out of Danny Tereck.
It's just a punishing strike. Look at the pins.
Not a chance.
They're flying up and into the pit.
Oh, if I was ever that good.
You're smooth, Ken.
Thank you, Sue. We got Andrew up, lane 27. They're working on 5 in a row.
Oh.
And another great shot. Powerful shot by Andrew. If we can see that head pin go to the sideboard, it didn't even come off the boards. It went straight up in the air and just demolished the 7-pin. Watch.
Tomahawk
up in
chop.
the air and
whack.
Whack. I think you're going. All right. Maybe it was a wah, not a whack, but a wah. Yeah, it got there though. Lynne on the drive. Solid.
Solid.
They got to get it going now.
Our eligible bachelors are going to have money of some description.
They'll have it all. They'll have nice hair,
Nice
good
hair.
looks,
Good looks.
their own car, houses, money.
Wow.
I'd say there'll be some women looking for divorces to get these 2 guys. Sharon up on lane 27. Her 8th frame. The girls are 113 in the 6th, strike up in 7.
It's good. Yep.
Sharon gets the double. All they can do now is hope that the boys give them the chance, but you know, these guys are locked in. We see that one for Sharon.
Oop.
They were going this way and that.
Okay, let's
Virtually perfect for Soriano and Beitz. Mark up, lane 28 in their 8th frame. 6 in a row. And he's there. What a powerful strike.
just unstoppable.
Oh, watch the head pin on this one. And it's just swinging and turning and
It's taken everything.
good night. And I'll tell you, this is the toughest thing to sit back like the girls are, just watching it happen. But you got to be excited for the guys that are going on to Mark's first MCBA title and Andrew's sixth MCBA title.
Wow. Yeah, that's what, it's kind of hard with bowling. You have no defense.
No, all you can do is you can't worry about what the other people are doing and then go out there and do your best. Andrew running or shooting for a very rare spare.
And that was
Covers it in the 9th frame.
Andrew's very unique footwork on that spare.
Well, and he can dance.
Yes, he can dance too.
He's got rhythm. We got Lynne up here for her 9th frame. The girls do have a double working. They're going on a possible 233. Right now, the guys have 219 in the 8th and a spare 9. They're going on an easy 259. So Lynne a little bit high. And that does it. The boys have locked it up. They had to go off the sheet. The girls needed every one for them to have the guys do something goofy like through one in the moat. But
don't think so.
Not today.
No.
These guys are animals. Great cover by Lynne. Moving over to Sharon. The girls going at a 200 pace. They're 162 in the 8th and a spare up. But the guys got 219 in the 8th and a spare in 9. They can get 2 strikes out of Mark Soriano. They'll be shooting a 260. Very, very good game on TV. I'm thinking that they sat in the weeds for about an hour and a half waiting for this match to happen.
That one hooked up on Sharon
A little bit too much on her. Looking to cover the spare. We got Mark and Andrew now with that title under their belt, taking home $600.
600 big ones.
Who says there's no money in bowling?
There you go.
Sharon covers it.
Good shot.
And
Wonder
we
what they're
got-
going to do with that money.
I don't know. Buy more cars, more houses. And I'm just looking here at some of Mark's accomplishments just coming out of junior. He's had all these gold medals, silver medals, 3 youth national championships. Andrew's got 3 golds. Andrew's been all over the world. He's been to Hong Kong, Monterrey, Mexico, Minnesota.
All right.
Man, let's go to Minnesota. Good shot for Sharon.
Oh, just couldn't carry the 10.
And they're world-wise.
And the world-wise.
Girls, let's line up. Send your applications for a date with one of these 2 fine gentlemen to the MCBA, care of Chateau Lanes.
Well, your Twinkie's been a bit of a world traveler herself.
Well, you know, these girls have really done themselves well here today. Pretty tough for 2 ladies to come up against the best there is in the province, but you know, they've kind of put themselves right in there too. Excellent shot.
These 2 are just buzzsaws today.
As Dan Tereck says, oh hum, look at this.
Bloop.
I don't know, they had an extra pin in there just doing things. Great shot.
No, this could be a possible 269.
Yeah, 269. You know, we talked just about other people here. We've had a really good year here in Manitoba for bowlers. We've had people go to the nationals and the World Championships in Puerto Rico. We've had great showings by Manitobans at the national playdowns. And Mark is human. He did miss a strike. We've had an excellent year. There's been many awards. The junior bowlers coming up into the adult leagues have proved to be very formidable opponents. We've had 300 games here at Chateau Lanes and at Club La Vérandre. Chuck Ducharme getting 1 in each house. It's just been amazing. There's been good things happening around bowling everywhere here in Manitoba, and it's great to be a part of it. And it's great to be part of this with Mark Soriano and Andrew Beitz becoming the Instabox Winnipeg Wheelworks doubles champions for 2001.
Yes.
Beautiful. Nice job, guys. And don't go away. We'll be right back with our president, Mike Boroskae, and a presentation to the 2 winners.
What's your thing?
Bugs.
Everybody's gotta have a thing.
My thing's sound effects. Here's a T-Rex.
Nobody's good at everything. Everybody's good at something. What's your thing?
Hi everyone, welcome back to the MCBA doubles presentation for the trophies for the winners. Our two winners today, Mark Soriano and Andrew Beitz, and they did it in fine fashion in the final, defeating Sharon, Tataryn, and Lynne Gauthier. What I'd like to do is ask you folks a question. Andrew, you're like semi-retired. Mark, you had a major injury last year, and you guys came in. This format hasn't been played for 5 or 6 years. You did a hell of a job.
Yeah, we really enjoyed the format today, and Mark convinced me that we had to do this. We've bowled together a few times in juniors, and it's always worked out really well for us, and we're really happy that it worked out again today.
That's very good. You did a marvelous job
Oh,
today.
thank you. I just tried to help out Andrew, and Andrew tried to help out me, and I thought it was just a great format. It's the first time bowling this format for me, so I was really excited.
That was very good. Well, you guys did a great job, and like I say, it's nice to have you back out of retirement. For the presentation today, we have representatives here from our sponsors who have resurrected this tournament. So we're going to ask Melody Savage on behalf of Instabox to present the trophy to the winners first of all. And of course the big guy's got all the cash, and he's the representative and the partner of Crisscross Mueller in the Winnipeg Wheelworks, and you're going to present all the money to these guys.
Oh man, this is what you're waiting for. All right, boys. I see he takes the money. Why is that?
Great job. I've made it out to both of you, so he's got to share it with you. Anyway, we'd like to thank everybody that was here as spectators today, and of course all the participants that's bowled in the tournament, and of course George Watson and Chateau Lanes for allowing us to have this tournament here today. Thanks very much, and we hope you'll all come back at our next tournament.
Working to ensure that your shipments reach their destinations on time, on budget, and trouble-free.
Clarica. Making the right financial choices sounds simple, but it requires clarity. Clarica can help. Providing investment and insurance solutions since 1870. There's a lot to be said for clarity. Instabox Winnipeg Limited. Manufacturers of custom-designed corrugated products. Instabox carries 50 different sizes in stock boxes, 8 to 18-inch pizza boxes, die cuts, and displays. Manitoba owned and operated. Instabox, total packaging specialists.
Winnipeg Wheelworks. Computerized CNC aluminum refinishing will make tarnished, corroded alloy wheels look like new again. Also providing wheel straightening and balancing and custom wheel widening and narrowing. Winnipeg Wheelworks. Specialists in all types of wheel repairs.
GNU's Family Restaurant, licensed dining and newly expanded lounge. GNU's Family Restaurant for homemade pastries and home-style cooking.
If you would like more information in participating in one of these tournaments or becoming a sponsor with the MCBA, please call 797-3472.